call it a stalemate, right? So how do we recover from a position like this? And you know, the natural thing is we want to pull this into us, right? But when we pull this in, we're pulling the weight all on top of us, right? So instead of hugging our hands to our chest, we focus a lot on bringing our elbows to our hips, right? And just that, and using our legs to drive. So I'm right here, he's sprawling, going right here. So right in here, I'm pushing, but he's beside me right now. I'm not pushing straight forward, okay? My shoulder's gonna come up. I'm pushing in to the side. I'm driving. As I'm doing that, as I'm moving my legs and driving with my knees and legs, I'm pulling right here, elbows to my hips, chest out, head up. My whole body is working together. I have to engage my core. It can't just be about my arms. My arm strength fighting his legs. So again, he's sprawling hard. Right here, I'm pushing into them, to the side, stepping, sliding, recovering right here, right? And being able to recover back in to good position where our hips are underneath our shoulders, right? And if I had a dime for every time I've talked about elbows to your hips, chest out, head up, driving with our legs, okay, it'd be a lot better off. But it's a constant thing, right? We have to be getting back to this position. We're gonna end up here. If we're attacking, we're gonna end up in this sprawled out position right in here, right? And driving it. So that's one area. High crotch, they sprawl to the side of us, right? They're sprawling to the angle. We're right here, we're holding. Again, if we hold, eventually, we're gonna end up like this. And maybe in folk style, we can do that. Eventually, we're gonna get tipped here, right? So, knowing when to let go, knowing when to hold on, and I always just say either we're advancing our offense or he's advancing his defense, right? It's nowhere else. It's not just gonna stay the same, right? So if you're not advancing, then you need to make a change, right? So right here, we can post, right? Post and sit under, right? Come out the back. We can go there. So let go, post our hand, come out the back door, right? Sprawling, post, spending time, right? And just again, just these drills, right? Sliding in, right? Letting them get used to it. Some just by themselves first, a good warm up, right? Just sliding, getting our hips back underneath of us, but getting back to strong position, okay? So I can go underneath, he's sprawling, post, sit, how I finish, okay? There's a lot of different ways we can finish from there, but we're just bringing our head back up, right? Or, instead of trying to get this angle back here, which is, they're way too far ahead of me, let's cut it off. Right here, I'm gonna step up and pivoting. Putting them back in front of me, coming back to a single. All right, so going from your high crotch, step up, pivot, now they're back in front. Now I can lay into a single. Okay, so we talk a lot about keeping people in front of us. I want to wrestle this guy when he's in front of me here, right? I don't want to start the match like this, right? I'm not going to get very far. Okay, so keep him in front of you. So high crotch, just regaining position from there, right? The other thing that happens a lot is he steps the corner and crotch lifts. Right here, right? And if we hold on here, we're in trouble, right? He's gonna take me, I'm right here. For a high crotch, for me, is about shoulder position, head position, right? If I can see my shoulder, I need to get this back in. It's hard when he's in a crotch left already because I can't probably sink my shoulder back in. Hand grab. I can't sink my shoulder back in, but I can drop. Okay, so I shot with my right hand. It's my attack arm right here. And now I'm just dropping. He's holding on to me. I don't have to hold on to him anymore. Right? He's holding on to me, I'm dropping. Now I can either come up, right? Or switch hands. Coming here, Ian's still locked. Okay, because he still might be pulling, right? But he needs this foot to pull, to push up him. So whether I'm rotating back in or again coming out the back. Okay. Coming out the back here. Okay. But recovery from that standing position right here. Yeah. Right here. We want to hold on because we feel secure. And we're not secure, right? Post. Change hands, post, lift. If he doesn't have this foot to push off of, okay, there's no attack. Alright, so attacking and making sure our neck slides down. Even if I grab here, I'm not safe. I gotta get my neck below his shin or his knee so he can't, okay, he can't keep me above here. He can't keep me high in position. I'm lowering my center of gravity right here and then attacking. Right? Stepping. Okay, so high crotch recovery. Okay, the last area from a high crotch, again, he sits the corner. Right here. Happens a lot. Again, if I hold on here, I'm gone. Right? Get our shoulder back in. And we know this position, right? Shoulder back in, but again, there's no reason for me to hold on if I'm keeping weight with my shoulder into his hip or his hip flexor. Okay? So I'm keeping my weight in, I'm walking my feet out, I'm stacking my hips. No different than if we're in like a plank position. Right? Stack your hips. Stack our hips right here. Post with your outside hand. My hand should be pushing. My head should be pushing. The legs are driving. Now, from here, whether I lift the leg or isolate the leg so he can't push off it, either is fine. I like lifting it, so I step out and lift it on my hip. Okay. Again. Right here. I'm right in here. I'm just bringing my hip outside the knee. Tripoding back under. Walking under. Or if I'm not lifting the leg, keeping it straight. Okay, keeping it straight, walking back over the top of the other side. Okay, so isolate the leg by lifting it or pushing it straight, as long as they can't push off of it. Okay? So those are the areas from a high crotch that we get into a lot in there. Alright? It seemed to cost us some points or at least stalemate the position and we're not scoring. Okay? Questions on that before we move on? Or comments? Remember, if you don't like it, I'm Troy. No, but any questions on that? No? Okay, so next, kind of the same area, okay, is a single leg, right? Single leg, we're right here, okay, and we're sprawled out. I think the biggest thing I see from here is we get kids like this where their arms are above their head, right? Get your head to your bicep, right? Let your head plant, your forehead plant on the bicep, and go from here, right? And let's work from this position again. I need to, instead of pull this in, let's drive it. Let's drive with our legs, rotate, right? Can we rotate and come around the corner? Can we drive up, right? But it's gonna have to require our legs pushing, our knees, pushing up our knees, and this position again, elbows to our hips, chest out, head up. Right here. Now, I can rotate. When I rotate, that's when, whether I drive down and go backside or I drive up, it's really up to him and what his position is. If he's on his far knee, probably gonna go backside and drive right over him. If he's standing up and has weight on his foot, I'm probably driving up to our feet. So my rotation is the same. I have to lay into it here. I can't stay in front like this. I've got to rotate. Now I can drive. Right? And really, my arms weren't doing much work at all there, other than holding on. Right. Rotate. Now I can drive through. Or if he's on that far knee, right here, right, and laying in, and tabletop in the leg, right. So that area in there is, I think, really important from what I see. Also, come on. When I'm in here and I can't make anything happen, maybe I just can't build up, I can't get pushing forward, okay? I gotta get my head out from underneath. So that he may be sprawling away. I'm gonna switch my grip, let it slide to a clasp, and I'm gonna rotate my head out. Okay, so he's sprawling, I'm right in here. Step with my knee and pivot my head right to the outside. Now there's no weight on me, right? I moved from a position where I'm fighting all of his weight to getting my head out. And again, now I can drive across. All right, so getting that head out from underneath. Right here is sprawling hard. Right in here. Step. Rotate. Okay. Now I'm driving it. So from that sprawled out position, again, if I can't make anything happen with my hands locked, just post it. But now I have to go. If I'm gonna post, my legs gotta be working. Right? And then I can, again, drive up. But we focus a lot on motion after contact. Everyone can get to the leg. What's our motion once we're to the leg? Do we have that pause, that hesitation? He gets ahead of us. Eventually we got to get that going again, right? Got to get that moving again. So we're right here. Okay, can't make anything happen. Post, step up. Step and slide. Right? Whether we come to the back door, okay. He's fighting that, he's squaring up hard. Cut across, right? Nothing new. I think we've all seen this, right? But I think it's just putting it together in drills, right? Let them get in here and start from here, right? Start from here and make something happen. Can they make something happen from there? When we're drilling, we have to get away from a little bit just always having that perfect shot, right? Can we make a imperfect shot workable, right? That's wrestling, right? You're gonna see some perfect shots this weekend. More so, you're gonna see some imperfect shots that people know how to work themselves back into scoring position, right? Into making something of it, right? Because that's really where I believe matches are won and lost. The perfect shot's gonna score. Can the imperfect shot score? Right? Can the belly slide shot score? Can we make something of that? I think spending time in there. And really, I think if they're comfortable, if your athletes are comfortable in here, right? If they're comfortable on their knees with weight on top of them, and they know that they can shoot and score, or very worse, shoot and come out safe, why wouldn't they shoot, right? But when it's a dilemma in their mind, I'm going to either shoot and score, or I'm going to shoot and get scored on. You can see why they don't shoot, right? So instead of spending time on the setups and the penetration itself, let's spend time on the mat with weight on top of us, with someone sprawled out. If your athletes get comfortable here, they'll take the shot, right? If they know at the end of the day, I'm going to score something, they'll find a way in, right? They'll find a way in. It might be the ugliest high crotch you ever saw, or the ugliest single, and maybe on their belly, but they'll find a way in, right? But it's getting them to turn that switch on, right? Don't be afraid to take the shot, right? Either you shoot and score, you shoot and you come out safe, right? It's okay. But so many times we frame success as taking that shot and scoring it as the only success, right? So now let's move into the next area, right? Just as equally as important is coming out safe, right? Coming out safe from that bad shot, where we're stuck in a front headlock, where we're stuck in a double overhook. Can we come out of that position? Can we work our way back out to a neutral position at least? Maybe we can find a score from there too, but can we work our way back out of it? If we can get that across to our kids, we'll have offense, right? But so many times we frame it like, you took 3 shots, you didn't score. Well, did they get scored on 3 times, or did they come out 0-0? Because that's a win too, right? That's a win too. So I think making sure they understand that if I come in on a single leg, and I'm in here, and now he has me in a front headlock, and I can come out, there's nothing wrong with that interaction, right? Nothing at all. We're not going to be 100%. If we're 50%, right? If we're 40%, look at, and I always put it back to another sport. Put it back to baseball. I know nothing about baseball, but I know that if someone's batting 400, they're a superstar. What about the other 6 at bats? If we take 10 shots and we score 4 of them, we're probably doing pretty good. But the other 6, we can't be giving up points on, right? We've got to be able to come out safe and make something of it. Even if we don't score points, just get out neutral again. Okay? So that's the other area I think that we don't spend enough time on. We spend time on a lot of offense, but not the recovery. Okay? So I think that's my next statement. Questions on this stuff?
Can I say something, Terry?
Yeah, go ahead.